Okay, so yesterday I began the whole training. So let me take you a bit from the very beginning. So we're going to discuss about the homepage, the pages, the members, the materials, the forum, the online meetings, and the profile of the user. So I'm just going to share my screen. At any time, please, you can maybe ask me a question, raise your hand, or maybe you can just let me know in the end if you have your questions. I will keep an eye, just because I am at the moment I'm sharing the screen. It's very difficult to see if you have questions or if someone is saying something to me on the chat box. Okay, so everyone is listening, right? Okay, perfect. So here we have a Twinspace. This Twinspace, you might actually know it, some of you. It's one of the Twinspaces that were created for the Mediterranean Seminar for Primary School Teachers in Athens. Therefore, I'm not going to make a lot of changes here. We're just going to do some tests and so on. Anyway, this project is closed and it is active now just because we need to do this demonstration to you. So as explained to you yesterday, here is the Twinspace, and here this is something that a person sees the moment that clicks on one of the files to enter on his or her Twinspace. So what do we do? So let's begin from the really basics. Let's go to the settings, and these are the settings that the general settings in order to edit our general settings of the profile of the Twinspace. That means that we can change the title here, we can change the description, and then we can change between 3 different themes, the themes that I analyzed also yesterday to you, which is blue and green, purple and yellow, and the baby blue and baby pink. Okay, so we're just gonna keep this one. At the same time, here you can drag and drop an image. You don't really need to delete the existing image in order to upload a new one. All you need to do is to drag and add a new image. So let me bring again the... Okay, I cannot find the page now. Well, that's really weird. Sorry for that. Okay, I'm just gonna go here. I'm sorry. Right, and we are back. So all you need to do is to drag an image. That means that, for instance, I can take this one, put it here, and you can see the image here. Now, if I press save, this image will replace, and this is something that I will have to remember to find back the image, the original image, to change it. Right, so moving on. As you all know, these are the latest updates. For the latest updates at the moment, we have to add a new post. How can someone add a new post? He can add the post by using the text editor. Of course, things can be linked by using this link information, and I'm sorry that this is in my respective language, but this is happening just because my whole browser is configured to work in Greek, so I'm really sorry about that. But then it will be the same for you. By clicking here, you can add a picture, Therefore, like for instance, here you are, and then of course you can add text, or later on you can add also a video. And by pushing post, you can see that I have added a video and a picture and some text. Of course, this text can be liked, can be commented on, can be edited, deleted, or pinned. When we say pin, that means that someone can actually prioritize a post and actually have it. It doesn't matter how many posts are going to be created. The fact that this post is now pinned, that means that it will always be visible at the top. It has the same function that you can see also on Facebook. I see that Lourdes is writing something. No, okay. Can be edited. Okay, some people are writing something, so I'm just gonna pause for a bit. Yes, when you pin a post, that means that this post will appear always as the first one. The idea is to give people the option and the possibility to be able to prioritize the information that they would like to pass on to people. And at the same time, no, Anna, and this is something that we have explained to you, but we are going to explain it again on the latest updates. And this is something that unfortunately we had to move towards this direction. The latest updates in this journal is the first thing that people can see outside of the Twinspace. Meaning that from eTwinning Live, a person can actually see, because this is what it feeds the page on eTwinning Live. Therefore, we really want to avoid teachers embedding stuff and doing things by accident that it might actually harm themselves, or maybe harm their own students, or create an issue, or because it's not something that you can, that a teacher can actually control. Padlets, as well as three-siders, as well as YouTube videos, think links, and many other things can actually be added on the pages section, which I will show you actually later on. And this is something that when we come to this, I would really, really like your utmost attention, because there is a lot of rumor going around on Facebook at the moment that teachers are not able to embed, which is a lie. It's completely untruth. So I'm just, yeah, Anna is writing something. Okay, perfect. So moving on, also, as you can see, I have here three options: all, user, and system. Now, these three options won't be for everyone. We are going to keep these three options for the admins. What does it mean by all? By all, an admin can see what an admin, teacher, or other admins in the same Twinspace have posted. So by clicking user, I can see things that other admins of this Twinspace have added. By clicking on system, I can see all the new things that have been created the last days. And we believe that this is actually a very good opportunity, especially for the admins of the Twinspace, gives them an easy way to, in a sense, gossip. Not gossip, but see the latest updates that other teachers or students have done for the project. So it gives you like a very quick idea about what a user has created or what a user has added in the images, or if a user has created a new page, or if you have a new online meeting, or as you can see, the feed of this information is coming from the pages, from the online meetings, from the materials, and from the forums. So if we move later on, you might see that we have also, now we have like mostly images and videos, but I'm sure that we might see also information coming from the forums. When you click on all, you see everything. You see both the users and both the administration and the activities that the users have done during their time that they have spent on the Twinspace. So this is how the whole functionality works. Of course, you can preview your post, you can cancel it, as I told you before, and then, as always, you should always know that one can always go back and edit in case he has done or she has done something wrong. So I might actually change this to red or pink, and I can put this in, for instance, a gray. So this is something just for you to know. Then, of course, we have the teacher bulletin, where this is only, it can only be seen by teachers, of course. The idea is that you can write a very, very short descriptive text. Let's meet this evening at 7. And then submit. And then, of course, you will see that this is the first thing that actually appears. Of course, this can be deleted, edited, and usually we have only the three latest bulletins. So, for instance, let's have another bulletin. Okay, even some more. And then when we pass actually the three, there is an arrow that with the arrows you can go and see the past ones and then go back and see the new ones. So nothing is ever actually lost. Is everything clear so far? Okay, brilliant. Okay, another new feature that we have, it's the online members. Now, when you have, yes, Aneta, it's like a project journal, but it has been actually improved because, as you remember, in the past, the comments we had if I start commenting here, for instance, which is here, hello, how are you, post, and then if I keep writing, write a reply there, and write another reply. What happens is that the comments can close and can open. And this is something that we understood because we did actually quite a lot of usability testings from the teachers. they were quite annoyed that, and we all of us know that teachers are very, very enthusiastic. So just for one picture, you might have had 15 or 20 or 30 comments saying, oh, that's very beautiful. Oh, that's so amazing. Oh, well done. Oh, bravo. And then it was very difficult for the admin to actually see the whole picture quickly and see it with clarity. Now things can be hidden, and it's actually much better. And then, of course, now the latest updates, it's mostly for the admins to also say something, because it's really easy to, of course, like add links. So imagine that by creating a page, this person can come here and be like, see my page here. Contribute. And then, of course, this one is the, it has to be hyperlinked like this. Well, okay, you got the picture. So you go like this, and it comes here. I see that Carmen is writing something. The journal is not visible to the public per se, but it is visible on eTwinning Live. So now if we go actually to eTwinning Live, but you know this, Carmen, right? Yes, actually it is a very big improvement, and that's why we decided to take out, thank you, Carmen, yes, but also this is why we decided to take out the Padlets and to, okay, so this is the whole point. We really tried to improve how the whole thing appears also on eTwinning Live. And that's why we decided also like to take out the possibility of having like Padlets and so on, just because of GDPR issues, of copyright issues, that from now on we have to be extremely careful. As all of us, we know there is a new legislation coming over from this summer from the European Parliament. It's going actually to be voted, most likely. And this, it will change how we post and how we add things on the internet. Let me try, Gary. So you come here. So let's go to eTwinning Live. And here you can see my profile. And then if we go to my projects, I'm sorry, Google Chrome is not the best browser these days. But if you go to my projects, you'll see this one here. And by clicking here, now you can see here. And this, of course, what I've done at the moment, which I have to go back and, of course, delete. Well, the good thing is that it's the whole like project, it's not active anymore. It has been activated just for me to give you like this example. But example, like you have now 3 comments here where you can actually click and see. In the past, that was not possible. It was just a non-ending line. It was a never-ending line with useless, with a lot of like important information, like intellectual outputs of the project. But then all this information, important information, was lost because people, they were just like commenting relentlessly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's amazing. Wow, well done, good job, for instance. So this has changed. Okay. So I'm gonna go back. Also from, and we covered also the teacher bulletin. And then coming here, you have the online members, which is like a new thing. Just for the sake of this training, I have added a colleague of mine as a student, so I can see that this student at the moment is online. And of course, from this from the home page, one really quickly can either join the chat room, organize an online meeting, or create a thread in the forums. It's also like really important, and this will come later on, when someone clicks on the online member that this person wants to, then you have the instant messenger that we had in the past. This is something that we had like some like bugs and some like technical issues that Bart now is trying to solve, and it should be actually released quite soon. Do you have any questions on the home page? Okay, thank you, Noni. Ευχαριστώ. Not so far. That's very positive, Carmen. Okay, so let's move on with the pages, shall we? Okay, so here we have the pages, and just for the sake of the test, let's create a new page together, and let's name this page The Life of Maria Callas. Submit. By doing this, you see that we have created a page. We have here the advice or the instruction, add in this page content, a twin board, a poll, and finish the page if you wish with a discussion. So if you click down, you will see that we have a block of content, a block which is the twin board, and a block which is a poll. And here you can see who can see this page and who can edit this page. Also, for the sake of, okay, who can edit and who can see. So coming here, we have actually a lot of, yes, Lourdes is writing something. Okay, while Lourdes is typing, I'm going to continue. So by clicking here on this pencil, yes, of course, okay, we have submitted the page, and now it's our job to start adding content. So by adding this, which is actually the content, it's what exactly people used to have in the pages in the past. Yes, Lourdes, at one point, I understand what you're saying, but after having some usability testings with people, we saw that it's the perfect place to take them, because one can actually add one thing, add one more thing, and then in the end, it's like the end of the process. But I will come back to that to you. I will continue with the content. Please, if you have questions that they are a bit like, oh, that kind of like of comments, let's keep them for the end, and I will try to address everything. So here on the content section, and just now for the sake of being quite quick, let's say that we have written something on the life of Callas, right? Okay, so I'm a teacher and I want to inform my students about Maria Callas. I come here and I can completely, and very quickly, as you can see, copy and paste this information that I have received from the internet. Okay, and of course I can submit, and here how it will completely, as you can see, the text editor is really it's very simple to actually get everything, but at the same time always we have to remember that we have to save changes, but at the same time you can also hyperlink yourselves as we used to do. So display text, URL, protocol, of course, because some pages can be okay. So okay, and by clicking here now it will take me to eTwinning.net. Now, a lot of people have been complaining that they cannot add a Padlet. This is actually yes, Aneta, no one has been using this. And this is something that Bart told us that no one was using this. That's why he took it off. But this is something that we can discuss later on, and we can see if it's going to be there or not. Okay, continuing. So I'm going to embed some things here in the content page for you to be able to see how. Yes, you always need to save. Carmen. Yes, on the left. When you are finishing with something and you press submit, it's always good if you just save the changes that you have done. Under who can edit. This is something that I need to check as well, but yeah. It's not so easy, but I will come back to that. Let me just finish and to show you how to embed stuff. Okay. So for instance, I have created some things for you. Some examples. Let me put you here. Okay. So by clicking here, the iframe option, I can embed everything that the teachers need. Let's begin with a Padlet. Okay, one of the main mistakes that teachers do at the moment, which is not actually a mistake, but this is usually what people used to do, they go to share, they go to embed in your blog or website, and then they copy this whole code. Now this thing will not happen anymore because the iframe code is already given. So the teacher needs just to go and copy the sorry, I'm just trying to find, yeah, the URL, add it here, play with the width and the height, and then press just OK. By clicking on submit, you can see that the Padlet is here. Now, moving on with how one can actually let's try to embed a video. For the video, it can be a little bit more complicated. For instance, you have to come here . There is an overview of tools that I have added in the support page. It has been there for about now 4 days, where we actually explain to people how they can embed things on the Twinspace. And the Think link, it will be actually the next tool that I will show you how to embed. So coming here on the YouTube video, usually one person, and what we used to do in the past, we used to come here, right? Now again, it's the same thing. Teachers, they should take only the URL that is given in the source. I'm sorry. That means that they have to take from here up to here. Control copy. Again, the URL, which it actually took the whole, sorry. Well, if it doesn't, then there are like other ways. So we come here in a notepad or a Word document or anything, and you just take the source. You add it here. You also play with the width and the height you would like to have. Okay. And of course it's here. I'm just gonna push submit. And here you have the video. Yes, Gary, I saw, and I agree with you. This is what I do as well with this kind of codes, the codes that you cannot. So it can be actually Word document or it can be a notepad. It's fine. Whatever one needs to do. So let's save changes. Okay, and now let's proceed with the Think link. Which can also like be quite difficult. So for the Think link, a teacher has to come here, click on embed, or it's already selected actually. Click on the iframe and then copy the code. Then this person, the teacher or the user, should come here, copy paste, take again the source, and add it here. So we need a new iframe. Let's go 900 and 900. And submit. And here we have the picture from Think link. A Google Doc. I can show you first how you can do it with a three-sider, Aneta, and then we can definitely go for a Google Doc. So for a three-sider, the only thing that you need to do is just to copy paste the URL. I have opened already too many, so let me save again the changes. So by coming here, the URL that I'm going to again, okay, and submit. And here is Katerina is typing. Maybe there is a question. So as you can see at the moment, and this is something that I really wanted to Katarina, this is an information that I think that, well, first of all, it is given by us, because if you really go on the support page, you will see this information very clearly. It should be here in the support. And of course, we have to encourage teachers to understand how to use all these codes, because we are going to face, we had actually a lot of issues. Okay, well, this is something that I will have to check individually, Katarina, but it shouldn't change. It shouldn't change. It's usually the same the same practice for all of these web tools that usually teachers use. There is nothing that it cannot be embedded with the new system that has been created by Bart. And when I say Bart, I mean Bart van Hule. And believe us, this is something that it will actually make the life of the teachers much, much easier, because it's also like for their own protection. In the past, the teachers, they were completely blocking their Twinspace, and it was very difficult for them to continue their work because they had done a major boo-boo in their like Twinspace without being able to work on it. Well, the support section shouldn't be empty, but this is something that I will check. I know that it was published and was added on the thing, but I will, wait, is there in English? Okay, so for some people it actually appears. It comes and goes. Okay, I will check then. It will be in your own language, Ivana, as well, but we had to act like really quickly. As you might have seen, it's a very, very long document, and we had to go to begin with a language that is actually quite universal at the moment and quite functional, which is English. And most of us nowadays, we can actually communicate and read and yeah, and deal with problems. It will be translated in due time. Okay, so now I have already showed to you about like three, and let's see if we can actually go like for a Google Doc. I'm not sure if I have any kind of a Google Doc, and I will have to create something now. Okay, if I come here, for instance, okay, and if I save this, sorry. Well, it's already saved. Now, usually, and this is something that I'm not really familiar with, I don't know where to take the code from, but it should be somewhere here. No. Do you know where do you... Okay. Well, if this doesn't work, I will need to check again, but there is always a way around. Sorry. And I can always come back to you with information on this. So let's go here. Okay. Oh yeah, here it is, surprisingly. Okay, cool. So let's move on. So I think that this actually like really simple demonstration has, I hope that has convinced you that when someone wants to find a way, there is a way. This new way of embedding things is actually quite well structured, is quite protective to our users, and it's also like protective to our servers. It is actually a win-win deal for both. And we have to make sure as NSS and as CSS that we are going to spread the knowledge on how to help people learn how to embed with the new system that will definitely solve a lot of problems that we used to have in the past. Okay, so if we are already covered, well, then they can always play with that, Carmen. There is not like an ideal width. I guess there are already some kind of, they will have to test themselves. At the same time, I'm already like sure that what is the maximum, I don't know, but I can ask. I don't think that, Katerina, we can do something about that 100 per se. Are we talking about closed projects or open projects? If it is closed projects, I don't really understand the problem. If it is, or they might need to delete and insert again. Of course, this is a change. This is a change that as every change will bring like a small problem, but this is actually quite inevitable. So I would dare say that it's much better if we just like try to be like really positive with everyone and try to pass like a very positive message. And I'm sure that like teachers will completely find the way and adapt very quickly to the new system. Anthony, I think that I would actually disagree with you, mostly because what is going to make a teacher be completely afraid of using the Twinspace is the fact that if this person was to do something completely wrong with the code, this person could completely destroy the whole platform for him and wouldn't be able to enter or to use the Twinspace or to do anything. And I think that this is actually a factor that would completely intimidate teachers than actually a small something that it can be really quickly solved if the teacher reads the support page, and of course if the NSS and the CSS are there to support the teacher. Exactly, and that's why we just ask them one thing of them: to keep the source and to stop playing and adding or copy-pasting codes that they do not understand. This is exactly why we do that, in order to relieve them from all the technical aspects and make the whole procedure much easier for them. But really, we have like 1 hour and 15 minutes. Let's keep all the questions like for the end. I'm not going to be like completely like or defend the new Twinspace to you guys, because I really do believe that we just like really need to pass the new message that all the change that has taken place is actually for the betterment of the use of the Twinspace, and in order to protect our users from many different things that they have been doing in the past, and it has been actually cumbersome for them and for us. So I'm just going to continue to show you how we build a picture, a page, sorry about that. So moving on with the page, let's say that we have completely finished with our page content that we would like to have. Of course, we save. And then we can add a twin board or a poll. A twin board is here. You might have realized so until now that it is almost like a Padlet. So if we go to call it Maria Callas songs, I'm going to submit here, and then we can add an item. Now, the really good thing about the twin board is that in order to add an item, you don't really need to have admin rights. The whole administration of the twin board, yes, it is on the admins, but teachers who are not admins or students can add things. So by clicking on add item, we can give a title and maybe call this Carmen. And of course we have text only, image, file, video, and URL. Now, a misconception that you need to go to the materials or you need to upload something in the materials in order to add it on the twin board is actually wrong. It's a misconception. What I'm trying to say is that now you don't really need to go to the materials. You can click on image and then you can select, and then that means that I can bring an image from my desktop, add it here. No, this should work. It's not working now. Okay. Maybe it's too big. Okay, this is something that I will need to check with Bart. But you understood more or less how it should happen. I'm suspecting that maybe the image is like very, very small, very big, but let's see. Then you can have text only, image, file, video, or URL. If you go to the video, you can always go for YouTube, for instance, and go for the Cinnamon, for instance. Of course, as you can see, there is like there is a small problem which is usually fixed when a user refreshes. And of course, if you want to go for a text, this is how it works. Do you have any other questions on the twin board? And of course, this is how it should appear. Okay, I guess you don't have other questions. And then, of course, we have the poll functionality, which is do you like colors? Answers yes, no, I'm not interested. Submit. And then you go, for instance, I say yes, and I think that this is actually quite straightforward. And then in the end, when the whole thing has been actually created, the cool thing, which I found it a very nice functionality, is that teachers or admins, they can actually play around with the whole material. So for instance, they can decide that the twin board should come first and that the content should be after, or maybe the poll should be after the twin board. And then by clicking like this, unclicking, you can see that the twin board is above the poll, and then you have all the content. I see a question coming. Yes, it's here. Sorry, it's not this one. I did a mistake. Submit. You just have to go above the poll, and here is the poll. Eva, I didn't understand the question. I'm really sorry. Would you like to reformulate maybe? Actually, no, they don't look all the same. If you come here, you will see that this is the sign that we have chosen for the twin board. This is the sign that we have chosen for the poll, and this is the sign that we have chosen for the content. I know that it's not very intuitive 100%, but I think, and I'm actually pretty positive that our teachers and our users, maybe after like 3 days of use, they're going to be able to see the difference between these three signs. No, of course not. Every page has the possibility for one twin board, for one poll, and for one content. The last button is create a discussion. Now, we had a very big discussion in between us in the CSS, and we really wanted to push people or to encourage them to use the forum. And we really understood that sometimes It can be people can get lost. It's very difficult, like for people to leave the place where they are, like a page, and then go to the poll and discuss. Or so we felt that we need to have an action that sends people immediately and encourages them to move to the forum, like a link. So if we have here, and this is, let's say, like the first page that a teacher would like to do, a bit random, but just for the sake of our discussion. And this person presents his idea, this teacher presents her idea or his idea about like the whole project. And then by creating a discussion, and it has like this is the title, that it comes automatically from the name of the page. This person can create this discussion. Now let's meet and create. A person or a teacher that can actually go through all this like narrative, the poll, the twin board, the content, can actually see this. Now let's meet, or let's discuss about democracy, or I don't know, let's discuss about Brexit. Go to discussion. And then here you are immediately moved to this page where people can actually start discussing about things, and it actually how a forum works. And we did this because we really felt, and we were advised to do so because of the usability testings, that this is something that would make and should make the forums a little bit more popular from now on. So this is something that it is to be expected and to see. Any other questions for the pages? About the menu. Okay. Yes. Oh yeah, of course, Carmen. No need to be sorry. But these are actually questions that they do not seem pertinent to the mechanics or to the functionality of the pages. And I find them actually quite design. And I agree with you in some things. I'm just going to keep all these comments, and I will make sure to take them into consideration, especially when we are going to work on different releases. I didn't understand the last question very much, but okay. Okay, I see. Well, let me take this back and make some tests myself, because I do not understand exactly what you say at the moment. But I will take note of everything, and I will come back to you. And most probably, all the comments that we can receive at the moment, they're always very, very welcome. I will try it, Carmen, afterwards. all the comments that we receive are very, very welcome, especially when this is a non-stop like work. It's always like very difficult to keep everyone happy. And of course, this is what we want, to keep everyone like really happy. And as such a development, it's never ending, and there is always like room for improvement. So thank you very much for these comments. Okay, and then some other people are writing. No, we don't have a full screen for videos or Padlets. The permissions were the same that they were in the past. If something has changed, then it should be in the support section. Many different things, they were actually tweaked during the migration, and they were changed a little bit, and we are slowly bringing everything back on how it was exactly when it comes to permissions and so on. So if you don't have like more questions, I should proceed with the next, but I see that the Turkish NSS is writing something. This is something that I haven't tested, Carmen, but I think that yes, it should. Okay, well, this is something that we are going to take into consideration then. Of course, I need to check first with Bart. You will have also to understand that we are still working quite a lot in order like to collect all the comments in order to be able to stabilize 100%, and we are actually quite close. It was actually from the beginning, and it's getting like much better with time. The desktop version, we will keep testing everything in order to have a complete like mainstream in every like device. Yes, Carmen, I understand. Everything takes its time. No, you always had to be an administrator in order to edit a page. So the people who are actually founders of the project should go in the members page, find the teacher, and name it as an administrator. This is how it used to work always. Okay, I might. But teacher members can also like edit the page, just like the founder has to go back and give these rights to the teachers. Okay, well, then let me check then again, please, with Bart, because this is something that I think that we have changed. But if it would constitute such a very big change, we can always discuss. Okay, Carmen, cool. I will check about the rights. So I will continue. You are very welcome. I will continue with the materials. And now you have seen actually how the page is working, how the pages are working. Of course, let us not forget the basic changes that they were always there. Who can see this page? Everyone on the internet, Twinspace members, just me and administrators, pupil administrators, visitors, pupils, administrators, and teachers. Like here, for instance, administrators and teachers can edit this page. No, the sub pages they are working as they used to work. Well, not you, Ahlem, but the person that creates the Twinspace, their permissions are here. Who can edit this page? Pupils, administrators, visitors, pupils, administrators, and teachers. Therefore, as a teacher admin, it's my option to give to teachers the right to edit the page, or to pupils, that is, or to visitors, or to pupils administrators. So I'm going to move on with the materials. There is nothing here that has changed. Actually, it's almost it is the same thing. We have just changed the design, as you can see. So if you really don't have any kind of questions, we could move on. Well, this is something that it should be able to change, I guess. But this is something that we can check. Okay, I see. To come, Lourdes, like to your question, I okay, I'll check about that. You're also discussing now about things that they are of the old Twinspace and which I'm not like really familiar with myself, even if I went about it actually quite a lot in order to to proceed with the whole like development, but there are like some things that of course I was not teacher, but this is something that I can check about the revisions. These are things that I will need to ask, and I will come back to you, and it will be as a follow-up email to this discussion. But just like for me to understand why a previous version is so important when one can edit and re-edit a page. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Okay, I have noted this down. So I guess you have like no questions for the materials except the issue about adding 3 at a time pictures. So I'm just gonna check with Bart about that. Irene is typing something. Okay, Irene, thank you for that, because I cannot test at the moment 100%. So let's see if I choose 1, 2, 3 images, open. Yeah, indeed. And then we have some questions from Ulrich, maybe. Well, the maximum file, and here we have all the details. It's 2 megabytes. This is something that it has been kept like this from our developer Bart. We can maybe discuss about it, but at the moment this is something that like teachers will always like have to be they have to know about, that they need to make their pictures smaller in order like to upload them. And I think that it has always been like this, so this has definitely not changed. Yeah. Okay, I have some more questions. Okay, I see that like a lot of people are writing. Let's reserve 15 minutes towards the end to gather up everything, to sum up everything, okay? So moving like to the forums, as you can see, we have improved. Okay, Annette, I see that. This would be actually a good, maybe justification to our developer. Even though the majority of people, they are not using the Twinspace in their like mobile phones, but this is something that of course we will need to discuss. But so far from our, at least like Google Analytics and everything, the majority of people, they are actually working on a desktop, but we are going to come back to this later. So going back to the forums, one can, as you can see, we have improved the whole the whole idea of how it was. You just go to the forum, and for the sake of making the whole thing a bit like more interactive, and to encourage the whole idea about conversing, we have created like discussions. So by having like this forum, one can actually create a discussion by coming here. Giving a name, the Twinspace, and giving like a small description, like tell us what you think. Submit. So now I guess you know how the whole thing works. So here is like the Twinspace, and one can actually create a thread. In this thread, you can have links, you can add videos, pictures, and you can add some files. And you have exactly the same text editor that the updates have. And of course, if you want to discuss a specific theme, you can always add a poll. So if you here you have an essay about antiquities, for instance, then you can have something like in which countries can you find ancient buildings? And then you can go for Italy, Spain, Turkey, Greece. And it didn't take it now, which I'm not sure why. But this must be one more bug at the moment that I'm going to report to Bart. Well, the most important thing is that now they can actually add a poll. Carmen is writing something. Any questions on the forums? I don't think that it was removed. It was as a result like of the migration. I know that Bart is working on it, and in order like to stabilize everything. And they haven't communicated to me anything regarding that, but the moment that something will change, we will let you know. Hopefully, yes. Although as you can see, there is the possibility of adding a picture and of course adding a video. So it's there. So there is like multimedia objects and as well as materials. I'm not sure if you meant something else, Carmen. Because this one is there. And I can go back. So it's here. Any more questions on that? Okay, cool. And then of course we have the online meetings where we have the chat room, and then how we have the organized and online meeting, that it has always been like this. Now something like very important that we are trying to do, and we're going to give the opportunity to teachers nowadays to record. But this is something that it's still on the making. It should be actually out quite soon. And I think that this is something that came out as one of the results of the usability testings, that the teachers, they were actually feeling that they do not have this opportunity to present outcomes of their work and their like intellectual like outputs. So from now on, it's going to be there. And then, of course, we go to the members, and we have Ellen writing something. But until Ellen finishes, we're just gonna discuss about that. No, only teachers should be able to create live events. Okay. But of course, students can discuss in the chat. Like this is how we have it, how it is at the moment. Not one-to-one. It's a chat room. That means that there are like a lot of people. One-to-one is going to be the messenger. Antje, this is something that I do not know, but I will definitely check. But it should have the same exactly functionality that you can find in the Twinning Live. That was the purpose. Okay, moving on. As you can see here in the member section, you can see first of all that we have changed a little bit the whole idea about we didn't like the list very much, even if you can actually have the option for the list. We just decided to go for something that it would resemble a little bit more a school. So we went for school cards, and of course we went for like different filters that we hope that they are going to help the admins. So by clicking on the first filter, one can see only the teachers. Then you have to unclick, and by clicking only the students. You can see only the students, and you can find your student like really quickly. And by clicking the guests, then you see the guests. Now we have like no guests. Of course, here is like the search action, which is almost like the same thing. By clicking the people you want to, you can immediately contact only the specific people and send them a twin mail only to these people. What else is there? So this is the contact. How to invite members. I hope you are all like familiar with that. And then of course there is a very quick gateway to go to the chat room, and of course to see who is online. So now you see me and the colleague that volunteered to be my student today. So do you have questions on that? I'm not familiar. What is the reset button you are talking about? You mean when you're inviting? From the members list, you mean, Carmen? Okay, this is something that I will need to discuss. Okay, this is something that I will need to discuss with the Bard and the other members of the team. But this is surprising, mostly because during the beta testing, no one actually discussed about that. You can't do members, but the guests and students you can only your people or guests. Okay. No, clicking here, you can just like change the role. But of course, okay, this is something that I will definitely pass on to the. Yes, Lourdes, okay, I understood. No worries. Okay, cool. I will see that. No, I haven't added these people, but I have added actually one person. So let's see. Opa, yes. Thank you, Gary. That's really nice. So the pencil is here. So it's not missing. Well, In the list view, okay. In the list view, indeed, it's not here. The good thing is, Carmen, that they do have the option, and I was actually scared that they do not have the option, but it's still there. So everything is fixable, and let's keep positive. Gary, thank you very much. I was feeling like a bit like weird about that. Okay, so do you have any other questions? Okay, about the mail functionality, which is here. It's here, Ivana. Maybe because, Ivana, you're not a teacher, this is like a question that I cannot reply to you. It might have to do also like with your rights on the platform. Therefore, you might not have the rights to export the invited pupils. But this is something that I don't know. You should know about that. But it should have been there. At least, like, I know that I have added only one pupil, so I check. Okay, cool. Eva, this is something that it shouldn't have changed. Very blatantly, this is something that it shouldn't have changed. It should have remained the way it is. I'm going to repeat once again that the migration, when you are migrating from somewhere old to somewhere like new, there is always like some things that can get a bit like out of order. Now we are talking about like millions of functionalities that we are trying like to put like back in place and see and actually confirm if they are not back. Therefore, even like for really, really small things, like if someone tells you, and just like this is a comment, Carmen, that you cannot add at the same time 3 pictures, instead of like ringing the bell of danger, it's good if you actually test it yourselves in order like to be able to confirm and then pass also like to us the right information without creating a climate of panic. So let's go back to the twin mail, and in the meantime, I've lost the question. Why haven't you redesigned the mailbox functionality for sent items? I wish I knew what you're talking about, mostly because, Carmen, at the moment, I definitely not see any kind of okay, I mean, I cannot see any difference because I do not really have, but let us send like a message to Irene. Okay, and let's see if we are going to receive. It seems okay. This is not working now 100%. So I really haven't understood. Oh, okay, that you have sent emails only, but not to whom. I will have to check this because I do not have it now like in front of me. This might be a bug. So give me some time, like a bit like to ask Bart and come back to you. Okay, so we have discussed about the homepage, the materials, the pages, the forum, the online meetings, the members, the profile. At the same time, and before we close, I would like to, and I'm going to stop sharing a little bit my screen. I would like to share with you a document that it has been drafted by us. So 1 second. That we are actually quite sure that it will be very useful. But as I can see, there was an error with converting the file. Let me try once more. Okay. Or maybe it needs to be converted to PDF. I'm sorry about this. I'm just gonna do it right now. In the meantime, you can maybe like type some questions. Okay, very nice. Okay, the document is being uploaded at the moment, and I will. I think. Can you see it actually, and can you download it as well? Can you check, please, guys? Of course, I'm going to send that to you also like by email, but I'm just making sure that you have this. Okay, you can see, but you cannot download it. Fine. I'm going to send this like to you, actually to the whole like NSS, I guess, to the whole NSSs, and of course you can find it. So definitely you are going to receive it by email. Yeah, I will upload it to the CSS group, of course. Yeah, it's about technical specifications and about like safety and some like points that you should that you should know why we went also, and we can why we took the decisions that we took. Also, we count on you to communicate the right information to people. I think that you should have been convinced by now, and you should be convinced by now, that everything can be actually embedded, and all the tools that teachers were able to use, now that can use them. So it is very, very important to put out there the right information, the correct information, without succumbing to the panic that is created by teachers. We all of us know that we are dealing with a very, very enthusiastic crowd, and they are actually quite expressive on how they can maybe describe their dissatisfaction, but there is always a way around, and I'm definitely sure that this kind of development will definitely minimize problems that they teachers used to have. Okay, Natasha, I'm just gonna I will check this. This is byteapple.com. Of course, by checking, Natasha, the support page on the iframe section, you will be able maybe to find also yourself the right answer. It's not like really difficult, but I will also like check it for you, and I will try to come back to you. But this is the thing. I really hope that you have now like a better idea of the Twinspace. If you have like other questions. Ivana, this might be actually a problem of admins. Some teachers said, but at the same time, in which Twinspace, which accounts are they using? We cannot just smell by the movement of the wind what is the problem. We need to have like more info. And we have been actually trying to accommodate everyone, and with the problems that we have seen in the past, this kind of embedding, I'm sure that like things will improve. Of course, a change, it's not always extremely welcome, but yes, but we should collect data very, very specific in order like to help Bart. And Carmen, because you had like really good comments again. If you can like gather them up and like maybe communicate to them, and I will definitely try to see what things can be solved if there is like an issue like to begin with, and then of course how we can actually address things quite slowly, if that's okay. And of course, I invite everyone to write to me some stuff. So let me just give you my my email address that I'm sure that by now you should know. So do you have more questions? And of course, like as I'm waiting for your questions, this document that I'm going to send you the moment that I'm going to stop this, maybe this evening or tomorrow morning, it actually goes through. Yeah, Gary, I will definitely go. You have actually every section and what is it for and what can actually teachers do, and you can see actually in detail everything that I've been saying to you. And always please consult the support page. Okay. No, it's not a matter of patience. I really want to explain everything to you guys. Some things are also like unknown to me from like multiple reasons, as you all of you know. Like I'm quite new in a sense, like in the project, so I'm learning with you a lot of stuff. Okay, well, thank you very much, and if there is like any issue, we can always repeat the same session, and I can come back with some new ideas. Okay, and Carmen, please write me an email if you can. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good evening to all. Bye bye.
Στην αρχή ήσουνα, μετά το έσπουσες. Στην αρχή ήσουνα, λέω θα τους φάει.